ACTi Project Planner is a group of very useful tools. You can find them from this link here. When you click on the Project Planner, you will find a list of very useful tools for cameras, for standalone VMS, and for the integration as well. Floor Planner is a very helpful tool to show how the cameras are connected on the floor and how they are placed, how far they can see, how wide they can see, what is the coverage exactly. When you download this floor planner, it will show the file with the 2 exe files inside here. So first install Adobe Air, which is the framework for this floor planner, and then you can install floor planner itself. When you're done installation, you will see this view here where you can create your first project. Your project name will be first project. Okay, let's call it first project. You can add a description here, or you can open existing project if you're already using it multiple times. By default, we are showing the map here. You can delete that map if you don't want that because we just show it for the demo purposes. And you can also add maps here. So I'm going to show how to add maps here. So you can actually browse here and you can click on here and then you can add another map here. And that's to this office number 2. Okay, and then we can just add OK. And now you can see we have 2 maps. We have the default map, which we didn't delete, and then we have a new map as well. Here, what's important is that the computer doesn't know what the scale is of your map. So it doesn't know whether this whole thing is 30 meters wide, 100 meters. So there's this red arrow here that shows the distance unit. Okay, at this point, this distance here is 10 meters. Okay, so if you think that this red arrow is shorter or longer than 10 meters on this map, you can actually adjust the scale. Here is this button. You can edit the scale. Let's say in my case, I think it's only about 5 meters. You can also use feet as unit if you prefer. Okay, now I have calibrated this map. Now the width of this map is this red area is 5 meters. That's important because when we start placing the cameras, the system needs to know how big is the actual world here. So let me do the same for this map here. Again, I think this red area is maybe 3 meters. Okay. And now we have calibrated both maps. So it will be easy to add cameras. To add the cameras, we need to look at the list here. So there's a camera list, and we have the categories here by different groups. We can start from this analog cameras. We have fixed box bullet cameras. We have fisheye. We have mini bullet, mini dome, multi-imagers. We can have speed domes, and we can have a lot of zoom cameras. We can have zoom domes, for example, and you get the list of all the zoom domes available. You can see here. So if, for example, I select this zoom dome A826, I just drag it somewhere on the map. You can see that the camera will be placed on this area here. I can click on it, and I can do several items here with this camera. For example, I can show different sizes of the camera icon. I can make it look really big, or I can make it smaller. So it's up to you how to choose, or you can change the pie color. And now I can still drag this camera in any location I like. So for example, if I want to put it up here, but it's facing upwards, so how do I change? I click on the camera, and here I can adjust the direction. Okay, so I can put it like that. I can move it further to this corner. And as I mentioned before, this is a zoom camera. So I can actually zoom in or zoom out. The viewing angle should change accordingly. If you look at the numbers here, you can see that based on the zoom position, my viewing angle can be anywhere between 31.5 degrees horizontally to all the way to 102.1 degrees. By default, it's showing the widest angle, but I can start zooming in, so I can actually specify the angle directly for my convenience. I don't have to go for the focal length millimeters here. So the spec is of the focal length of this camera is 2.7 to 12 millimeters. But I'm going to use viewing angle instead. I'm going to directly use 90 degrees. Okay, here 90, it's done now. And because the camera is tilted downwards a little bit, so you can see that the actual coverage will be less than 90. If I still want to cover the whole view while the camera is tilted downwards, I can increase the viewing angle still. I can put it to like maybe 94. Much better now. And then I can adjust a little bit here. Okay, something like that. Now, I want to validate whether the target objects are with the right size, because right now it shows the quality, the quality of the images on the right side here, and you can see the map here. So we have two imaginary persons standing here. One person is standing closer to the camera with the green color here, and one person standing farther away. So we can validate whether we are seeing both people clearly in our view or not. So right now, the distance to the person is 10 meters, right, to this far person here. So you can specify actually how far your actual person will be standing. How much do you expect the camera to see? So for example, if we think that the camera in this corner will look all the way to maybe 20-meter distance, and they still would have to actually cover the person, then you can see the changes here. You can see the clarity. You can compare whether this is the actual face. If it's a very long distance, like 100 meters, you can see that the far person here becomes really, really small here. So this is how you can validate. I'll set it back to 10 here. So now if we tilt the camera downwards further, okay, then you can see the changes here on the screen as well. And now this camera is more or less set. You can change the pie color to the different color if you like this, for example. And we can start adding the next camera. The next camera would be, let's try a mini bullet. Mini bullet. We're going to use this this model here for testing, Z316. And we're going to put it here somewhere. Then we will have another Z39. And of course, we can adjust them as we place them on the map here. Once you have placed all the cameras on this map, you can do the same with the second map. You can add the cameras to the map. You can show the camera icons if you like. or you can make them smaller like this. And after having done all this, you can start exporting. So you can export the camera, this image, the camera layout image. You can as the image file or as the PDF file. It will be the same thing, but just different export format. So you can, for example, choose the image file, and later on, this image file you can copy paste to your project proposal, and by that you will be having the floor plan. You can also change the language of this interface here. It's very convenient. And every now and then we will update the camera list here. So if you're going to work with the very new cameras and you have the previous version installed, you can actually upgrade this tool to get the most updated list of the cameras, and you will be able to enjoy the floor plans. Thank you very much.